Refreshing.
Welcome back to the Doughboys podcast, where we talk everything FBA, Amazon, and business. I am joined here by my lovely, studly co-hosts, Cisco and Logan.
What's up? Episode 2.
Episode 2.
We're back.
So, as promised, to start off this episode, we're starting off with our hot take, or our hot topic. Today's is Twitter takeover. Firing of 70 employees within the first, let's say, 30 minutes to add drama. Good, bad, ugly, beautiful?
I think it's a power move.
It's a power move?
It's a
You gotta
power
go in
move.
there and clean house. So here's my take. I think Elon's a really smart guy.
Is
Looked up to him a lot. I read his biography. He bought Twitter. Some people are mad about it. Some people are mad that he's making changes, firing people, potentially making you have to pay for some features. But at the end of the day, it's not a profitable company. It's losing $4 million a day. Changes have to be made. And I think he's on the right track.
They were giving employees like $300 lunch meals credits on a daily basis. Like, who eats that much? I mean, don't get me wrong. I can
Some
eat.
people eat in startup land.
So, before we go any further, what I want to know right now, did you guys know all of these like things that you just put out, all these details, before or after the takeover?
All the
After.
details after. I knew Twitter wasn't a sustainably profitable company beforehand,
Right.
but I knew more of the details after I started reading about it when I saw that Musk was going to take it.
That's just crazy. I wonder how much more traffic they got just from Elon's, like his name being attached to the company.
Probably a lot. I mean,
But my question is, how does a platform as used and widespread as Twitter not, like, how is it not profitable? I guess if you're paying 300 lunch breaks or whatever.
Well, a lot of big companies like that aren't profitable. Like companies like Uber, all these like startup companies, they're not profitable for a really, really long time. They're just
Yep.
self-sustaining off of other people's money.
mhm.
So how long
So
is
the
Twitter
rotation.
been going? What's a long
I mean,
time?
yeah, Twitter has
Twitter's
been
around
open for a
forever.
while.
It has to
Yeah,
be profitable. I mean, that just blows my mind.
over 15 years for sure. Let me see. Let's find out.
It's crazy.
You guys
Just
talk
think about
amongst
how many
yourselves.
people are on Twitter like all day, every day. Like, even there's probably some people using it for like their profitable businesses, and it's not
Yeah.
even profitable.
In startup world, a lot of companies will just do what they call revenue at all costs. They're chasing revenue regardless of what it costs. Revenue, or in Twitter's case, users. They're wanting to build up a user base so that they can drive revenue, and then eventually one day either become profitable or sell, like Twitter just did. And then they have that big $45 billion payout.
Oh,
So they were
okay.
established in 2006, by the way.
That
So
checks out.
that's what, 12 years? Is that math right?
Yeah,
No. 16 years.
yeah.
Something
That's-
like that.
It's a long time
Yeah,
the-
for sure.
to be in that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, and like, yeah. No, what were you saying, Cisco?
Yeah, no. Back to Logan's point, like some companies just do that. They keep a high dollar in revenue and keep the money turning, and paying their expenses and whatnot, and the margins are really slim. And it's funny because that's something that happened recently within Amazon, right? With PharmaPack,
Yeah.
they're trying to go public. To go public, you have to show all your finances, right? You have to show the ins and out of your company to be able to go public. And then once that happened, not necessarily that they were exposed, but you could see how they were running their business with very, very slim margins. And then when they weren't able to go public, that's when they started to cut down and, slim down their company
Yeah,
in general.
they're really trying to look like a good company rather than actually just being one.
Mhm.
Jeez, like all these young kids these days trying to look rich, not actually be rich.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In those Lambos.
Look that part. But okay, so
get the rolling.
yeah, one more thing on Twitter. Is that like a form of like profit first type business, or was it a whole other deal?
I would say it's
No.
a profit last type of business.
It wasn't even a profit last. It was a no profit business.
I would say they don't care about profit.
So Logan, you know a little bit about profit first. What's the difference between like Twitter being in a hole that they are, and then a profit first.
Okay, so company like Twitter, like I said, I'm speaking more on like startups in general.
Right.
What they're doing is just chasing growth at all costs. They're not really focused on profitability or sustainability. They're just looking for a way to grow the business, right? Profit first is completely different. Cisco just showed the book, great book. Shout out Mike McAllowitz. He has a lot of really awesome books. Check those out. Profit first, and then he also has profit first for e-commerce sellers, which would be good for a lot of the viewers here. But basically, it's the idea that you take your profit first, rather than having your sales minus expenses. He says sales minus profit equals expenses, or something like that. It's basically the idea that you have a percentage that you just take off of your top line automatically for your profit, and then pay yourself that every quarter.
Yeah, and doing that does a couple things, right? It ensures that you are getting a profit. In addition to that, it's also makes you work a little bit more creative and harder with the money left over, right? If you just have, a big, let's say 10,000, just to keep it simple, right? Let's say you get $10,000 back, you're going to use those $10,000 to go source, and maybe because you have an abundance of money available, you might go with those products in Amazon terms, at least. You'd go with those products that might have a 15% margin or a 12% margin or a 10% margin, right? Versus if, let's say you're down to 7,000, you might look at those funds a little bit differently. You might want to save those funds for something that's a little bit more profitable, reaching the 16% margin, 20% margin.
Do you think that, and this might not be business related, but do you think people like Trump and Kanye will be let back on the platform? And do you think that would be a good thing? I guess that would be the economic side. Do you think controversial figures like that would be good for Twitter to be let back on the platform?
Yeah, I mean, there's freedom of speech, right? So I think that's a platform to do that, and you can't really just silence someone 100%, right? Not that he was silenced, because Trump in particular created his own platform to try to have a voice, and obviously he was still in the media, but I don't think they should have been, regardless of where you stand in your political views, I don't think someone should be completely cut off. Now, I do think that if he is spreading false information, those specific tweets should be reviewed and fact-checked, and then potentially be, taken down, right? Which, if anything goes against the policy of the platform, then it gets shut out even for us. Right.
Yeah.
That's how I think. Trump is back on the platform, isn't he? Or was that just a fake account?
Yeah, I didn't know. I was just asking if just because they get so much traffic, those two particularly. Like I know for a fact, like my roommate will hop on Twitter almost just to see what Kanye was tweeting, just because he enjoyed it so much. So I know that you get traffic like that, and we talked about that's what Twitter's going for, is traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you'd think they'd want that.
For sure. Yeah. So, I support, like you said, the freedom of speech aspect. And then also from a business standpoint, I think it's a bad move because of how much they bring.
Right.
Like, let's look at another controversial figure here, Andrew Tate. He got canceled and he moved to Rumble, and he has more subscribers on Rumble now than he did on YouTube. Which is crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy. And that's like not always the case. I would say that's a more of like a eye patch type person. I would talk about that. Like that's an anomaly that there was someone with that kind of following that just moved to a different platform and then everyone followed. But the fact that like from a business standpoint, like YouTube just lost a ton of traffic just by following that cancel. But it does feel like there's some bigger players behind that.
Yeah, there's definitely, like it just depends on the situation. Like there was a platform a couple years ago called Mixer. There's like a Twitch competitor, and they were signing big names like Ninja, who had 20+ million followers, to go move to their platform. They were signing creators left and right like that, and the audiences didn't follow to Mixer, so the company didn't survive.
It's tough. I was wondering.
But I feel like that's definitely a little bit different, right? Because at that point, you kind of see the transparency of that company. They're literally trying to buy views, subscriptions, and users at that point, right? With Tate's example, it's different. Like he got canceled. He couldn't be on Twitter, or Instagram or whatever. So he had to go over there. So the circumstances and the story was a little bit different. So, and one thing that I feel like a lot of people can resonate with or that they enjoy seeing is an underdog story, right? So Tate is literally being forced off of the platform and going to a smaller platform so that he can give out his voice. And his voice is, I wouldn't say controversial, but it's definitely polarizing, right?
Okay.
And so he's going to have people that agree with him and don't agree with him, right? Right or wrong. Like it's not like he's out there spitting out political facts, right? He's giving out his opinion. So it's not really fact. You can't really fact check it in a sense, right? So I feel like that's where the difference was in that aspect versus Ninja, because everyone knew that he was going to that platform because he was getting paid, right?
Yeah.
It's true.
There's a money move. So we're talking a lot about online businesses. What I'd be interested about is some of the statistics of some of the events that have gone on, COVID, some other things. What's the effect on business versus, let's call, like, in-store, in-person foot traffic versus online? Are businesses moving more toward online? Is that like just the new wave? Is it going to be completely just online in a couple of years? What are you guys' take on those business trends of stuff moving online? Is it going to keep heading that way? Not. What are you guys' takes on that?
I mean,
Logan, you want to go first?
I think we're seeing just like a across the board shift into more of e-commerce and people shopping more and more online. We saw that with the C word that you mentioned, that kind of closed down stores and pushed people more online, and I think that's going to continue. But overall, I think we're seeing a decline in sales as a whole, just as we're heading into like this economic recession kind of thing. Yeah. I would say long term, we're going to be seeing more and more e-com though.
Did you?
Yeah, 100%. I just to kind of piggyback what you're saying, it's definitely going to continue being e-com heavy going forward. But I don't think the actual brick and mortar stores are ever going to go fully away. They're going to have a smaller footprint on the landscape of the business world, but they're always going to be there, right? People still enjoy going into a store and touching the product. That's why a lot of Best Buys still haven't closed, right? Best Buy, I mean, they have closed slowly, but not as dramatically as like JCPenney or Macy's or other, big box realtors, right? Yeah. You still have a bunch of Best Buys out there because people like to go in there, touch the new iPhone, touch the new Samsung Galaxy 95, whatever, right? They want to go in there, they want to touch it, they want to experience it. And also, those are things that are a little bit more technical, so you're going to want to talk to someone about it to learn.
Sure. Bigger purchase.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would say what I'm kind of envisioning in the future is kind of like the Tesla model, where like you go into a Tesla store, you can see the car, feel the car, test drive the car, but you don't actually buy the car there. They send it to you.
Yep.
I think some Apple stores are like that too.
Some Apple stores, and then like Tonal or the Peloton stores, they have some out here where you literally just go in there and try out the machine. Someone walks you through how it works, and then from there you order it.
So it's interesting you bring that up because I personally have just purchased a new phone, and I'm someone who has bought 2 phones now before this one. And I've always gone in-store, like you said. It's a little bit more of an expensive. You're going to use it every day. You want to get your hands on it, kind of feel it around a little bit first. But this new phone I've just purchased, my brother helped me with it because we're all on a AT&T plan together. And we just bought it through the AT&T website. And it was really simple, really easy. And since iPhones are so similar, I think that brand specifically, it's got a strong pull to just buy it online. So it's interesting because I'm someone who's typically always gone in store, and now I've seen the convenience of just it online. But so something I'm like interested about was I saw this big push for a while from Amazon where they would like send you these boxes of clothes and you just open it up and try them on. Whatever you didn't like, you'd put it back in the box and just ship it back. I agree with you. I'm someone, I like to go into the mall because I'm very oddly shaped human being, and it's either too short
Oddly
or too
shaped?
big. Yeah.
Doughy.
Yeah, I'm doughy. So
Doughy.
I like to try on a lot of things because I also like it to fit a certain way. So clothes, for that example, I'm more like, people gotta want to go in stores, but then when you go into the mall, you don't see them in there. And I know friends that are like, "Oh, I only shop for clothes online."
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely a lot of different consumer habits, but overall, I would say heading more to
oh, it's got to be.
yeah. Speaking
Well,
of e-com, go ahead, Cisco.
Yeah, the only things that are going to really continue staying up there is going to be things that you need like an experience for, like you said, clothes shopping, phone purchases, Pelotons, tonals, stuff like
Okay,
that.
now some things have like become like retro, and then they come back. I had a thought like that for malls and for in like brick and mortar stores. Do you think they will ever become something like, oh, this is what our parents used to do? They used to go to the mall and hang out and shop. It might already feel that type of way, but do you think that will ever be a thing where it's like, oh, let's go do this retro thing and go shop like in person?
Yeah, I think it can. I mean, all right. So obviously, you guys and me have a little bit of an age difference. Like, do you guys ever remember seeing a Blockbuster store, or do you guys know what Blockbuster is?
Oh yeah, I grew up going to the blockbusters every weekend with my family to pick out a movie.
Right. So
We had to like family video,
Yeah.
just similar.
yeah. So we had that when we were much younger, and now people travel to Alaska to go visit the last Blockbuster in the world. Right.
It's still open?
Yeah, it's still open.
I thought that
The last-
went bankrupt.
The company went bankrupt, and it's just its own. It's one store, and you can
That's
just go there
crazy.
for nostalgic purposes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, so I think that's definitely going to be a thing if malls ever go away.
Well, speaking of e-com, we got the busiest e-com season of the year coming up. Turkey 5, baby.
Turkey
Black Friday
fries.
to Cyber Monday, 5-day period. It's called the Turkey 5. Amazon sellers, you're going to be buying a lot of inventory. You're going to be making a lot of sales. Get prepared, Cisco.
Yeah, I mean, if you are looking to have your store prepped for Black Friday sales, you should have already done so, because by the time you're listening to this podcast, it's going to be a little bit late for that.
BM.
But, yeah, you could do FBM. But it's definitely going to be a time that you're going to want to be looking at all the sales and looking at what to purchase and do FBM. And also keep in mind there are going to be a lot of deals that are amazing that are also going to be in-store only. So definitely keep an eye out for those, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any bolos you want to give out?
Yeah, we'll drop an ASIN somewhere in this episode. So keep your eyes on the screen.
Is it going to be over there?
We'll put
or
an ASIN somewhere.
over there?
I like that second spot a little bit more. Yeah,
Right.
that was nice.
Right
So-
here.
So one thing that I think is really powerful, and I want to hear more about some of the strategies you guys will employ if you're willing to share for Turkey 5. But one thing I think that why, as Amazon sellers, you have maybe a leg up on some other e-commerce or online seller people is because of, I was looking at some statistics recently, and I saw that apparently 55% of people will look at reviews before they buy something online. And I think that Amazon's reviews on top of that additionally are more trusted. I noticed that when I started working for Logan, and therefore buying more things on Amazon, I really looked through those reviews, and they're really trustworthy. So I think that's an interesting thing to keep in mind there.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree, but I think it also depends on what category you're shopping in. Like if
Okay.
let's say there's a Bolo toy item, right? A lot of times, like all right, let's just use Legos for example, right? When Lego first comes out with a new set of Legos, 50% of the time when those new listings come on, they have low reviews. Like the last two ones that I was on, there was the Christmas tree. We'll drop that ASIN somewhere too. The Christmas tree. Bro, get out of here. There's already 300 people on it. But that one, when it first came out for like 2 weeks, it had like a 1.5 star review. But regardless, the rank still dropped from $90,000 down to $50,000 down to like $24,000. So it just depends.
Look at the product. Lego is a hot item, and then heading into Christmas, the seasonality of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta ask, why in the world would a Lego product be a 5-star review? Did some like angry Karen get on there and?
Yeah, probably because it's new. She couldn't find it at the Lego store, and it's priced ridiculously. Yeah, so then she just got mad at the price. You know,
you wouldn't believe some of these reviews. I mean, it's crazy. I guess some really wild reviews sometimes.
Yeah,
claimed that they got extra, like they ordered like a 2-pack and they got a 4-pack, so they left me a 1-star review.
What?
I had one that on the listing itself, on the title, it says packaging may vary, and they got upset that they're used to getting blue packaging versus purple packaging.
Yep.
Like what?
Deal with that a lot.
Thankfully, those are easier. So.
Yeah.
So
the lucky part.
So, if any of our viewers are familiar with that other platform we would ship on sometimes, the nice packaging guy, I gotta ask,
Mercari?
Is Mercari chats with customers more insane, or some of the reviews on
Mercari?
Mercari is
for sure. If anyone's Cisco ever sold a Mercari?
Yeah, but like 2 or 3 things. So, and I've never chatted with anyone.
Across. It's
so great.
It's insane.
I just want to shout out Mercari just for the platform. Honestly, selling on there it's for fun. Yeah, I do it for fun. It's like a video game.
Yeah, so we use it for liquidations. It's just stuff people say. Hold on, all my credit cards are maxed out.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you in a couple of days.
Why are you buying stuff? It's crazy.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
And then we wonder why we might be, in a recession.
Let's just print more money.
Hey, save that for later, Cisco. We're gonna get to that. But first, any tips that you guys use for Turkey 5 if you're willing to share?
Grind. I tell people don't talk to Turkey 5.
He does say
eat your Thanksgiving dinner and then get back to work.
Actually, almost every time Turkey 5 comes up, he says, "Yeah, just don't talk to me."
Yeah, no, I can't. I'm the opposite. Turkey 5, like in the morning, I'll do my thing till like 12, 2 p.m. And then after that, it's all about Turkey 5 up until like 1 a.m. And then I'll hop back on, see what I can find.
You and your late night, I just have to say this. Cisco likes to stay up late, making terrible decisions.
No, I don't like to stay up late. It's just the times that are convenient for myself and my family.
Yep, I can think of a very particular time you messed up horribly.
Yeah. No, but Turkey 5, it's a lot of work. You got to grind, but plan ahead. So look at the Black Friday ads beforehand. Have a plan ahead of time. Know what you're gonna buy. Just get ready. Don't wait until Turkey 5 starts to get ready for Turkey 5. You should start planning now.
You should actually, by the time this comes out, you should start getting ready.
Yeah, get ready for FBM. So order some free supplies from USPS, UPS. Get your boxes in. You're gonna want to be ready for FBM. If there's those things that you need.
If you don't have your boxes in already, you're in trouble. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, and here's one thing that I've done and that I did last year. The items that you are gonna go out and buy physically, and you know what you're going out to get. Let's just say we'll throw out Best Buy, and you're gonna buy some video games. Right? Have those listings, if you're going to MF them, have those listings already made in your inventory. That way, once you get them in your hands and you pay for them, instead of sitting there in your car or, waiting till you get back home to create the inventory listing, you can just update the quantity and you can start selling it immediately.
That's a great tip.
That's brilliant.
Somebody clip that.
That's
clip
actually
it.
Hot
take?
I don't know if it's a hot take, but
it's a hot tip.
Hot tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, you were saying know what you're gonna buy. How do you know what's gonna be like?
Easy.
They're already.
We'll link it in the description. Go to blackfriday.com. It tracks all the sales for Black Friday.
What?
And then you should also be using Sales Gazer, which will send you all the ads. But yeah, blackfriday.com. It tracks all the Black Friday sales. Plan ahead. Get ready.
See, I didn't even know that.
Now you do.
That's what you're saying when you say get ready. Because I was like, what do you just sit at your computer and wait for the Black Friday to happen? But no, you can get ready beforehand.
Yep.
I just sit there refreshing the screen every minute.
That's like the equivalent of waiting in line at the store.
Yeah, big facts. But one thing that I've noticed that I thought was kind of well known across the community, but it's come to like that it's not sales gazer. Logan, can you go a little bit further into detail of what it is and how it helps you in your business?
Yeah. So Sales Gazer, it's a free tool made by Chris Grant from the OA Challenge, Clear the Shelf. Basically, what it allows you to do is they have like a database of all these different websites that, you know, are known for online arbitrage or just general websites. You can go to it, make an account, and subscribe to whatever websites you're interested in. And then it's going to send you all of their basically advertisements, flyers, anything like that. That way you can be notified whenever they have any kind of sales going on. It's really beneficial for two key points. One is it's essentially an email without having to clog up your actual email. It's a separate application for you to go and get all those. And two, it opens your eyes to new websites that you didn't know about because it has a database of all these sites built for you. So go through, subscribe to these, and then you'll learn about new sales that you might have not known about before.
That'd be so nice. My email's getting clogged up every time I subscribe to something. So that just sounded nice just for that purpose purely.
For me, it just sounded super nice because it felt like Logan was reading off a script. But that was so precise, so clean. He hit all the key points like that. That was.
So I've got a teleprompter back there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh.
100%.
Oh, which model did you buy? Did you buy the 5K one, or the one that was 7K?
8K.
See, it's
8K,
crazy because you would think, like, working for this guy, you'd think sometimes some of the stuff he'll just spit out. You'd think he has a teleprompter right behind you, but he doesn't. Like, he's just a walking, like,
encyclopedia of knowledge.
Yeah, encyclopedia, whatever.
They're actually contact lenses. That's why
It's
you
just
can't.
hot.
Elon Musk's contact lenses. That's why he likes him so much.
They're the new.
Mr. Beast funded it.
Yeah, Mr. Beast. It actually has Mr. Beast up in the little corner, so sometimes
Yeah,
I just get a little
that's a
distracted.
little tagline.
Yeah.
I knew it.
And now Logan's gonna hit us with his quote of the day.
You need to do what you are supposed to do, not what you feel like doing. See you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.